Hello. Great. Good afternoon, everyone. Esteemed dignitaries, colleagues and partners, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Balsam Naami, the head of sustainability at DAR, and this year's Sustainability Council lead for DAR Group, our global network of companies. I'm incredibly honored to be here today to open and moderate what is truly transformational gathering and an event for all of our global network. Before we begin, and on behalf of DAR, I would like to welcome you all officially to our DAR Pavilion, the sustainably constructed standard bearer for all our contributions at COP. Our founder, Dr. Kamal Sha'ir, once famously called, "You made my life better," the greatest recognition we can ever receive from the people we strive to serve. We are here at COP because our company has always been a mission-driven company. And in today's world, the only way we can make the lives of our communities better for generations to come is to ensure that we are doing everything we can to drive towards sustainability and protect and regenerate our planet. And to do that, we must collectively reach beyond the quick wins and focus on the greatest challenges, decarbonizing the world's most difficult and most polluting sectors, starting with the built environment and extending through aviation, healthcare, data centers, and every piece of polluting infrastructure we still have in 2023. That is a complex challenge, a challenge in design and engineering, which is why it gives me great optimism and hope that we have with us today representatives from some of the world's most impactful design and engineering firms. All are experts who have spent years pursuing sustainability in each of their respective sectors. All are here today to present research, thought leadership on decarbonization pathways for some of the world's greatest climate culprits. With that said, I'm exceptionally honored to introduce our panelists and speakers for today, beginning with His Excellency Dr. Ali Jassim, Chairman of the Emirates Green Building Council and Vice Chair of the MENA Regional Network, bringing 26 years of experience with leadership positions in both government and official sectors. His Excellency leads the Council's mission to reinforce the principles of green buildings and to protect the environment and ensure sustainability in the UAE and beyond. Your Excellency, we are honored to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Balsam. This is unexpected crowd, really impressive. Assalamu alaikum, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests. I'm honored to be among you and speak to you. Green building councils around the world, there are 76 green building councils in the world. And we are proud that Emirates Green Building Council was the 8th globally to be established in this region. We are leading the region in green building initiatives and built environment, sustainability of the built-in environment. I like the way that Mr. Talal put it yesterday, that green building councils usually put the envelope for urban planners and consultants, and they raise the question of what is next, how you are going to do. It is true. And here is the envelope. Now, we're talking about zero or net zero. We're talking about the built-in environment, sustainability. We're talking about that green building or green block. What about the materials that contribute and the contents of that building? They should be under the spotlight and they should be recognized because they contribute to the sustainability of that building. That building or that piece of block is considered as a green block because of the contribution and the elements that that building contains. So the recognition of green materials is a must, and the recognition of these suppliers of these green material is a must. That's why we have created a society called the Society of Sustainability and Green Material to recognize and to be a data bank and a database for all green materials in the UAE and in the region, where they can be listed, they can be recognized, they can be authenticated, and they can be given the recognition, and they can be in the public. We all know that there is greenwash. We all know that there is a lot of, I would say, targets and numbers which are not authenticated or not being recognized or not being audited or certified. And that is the role of the society and the green building. The pathway to decarbonization is to recognize these materials and to know the life cycle and the lifespan of these materials, where they come from and where they end up. And if we know that lifespan and recognize it and digitalize it, then we will speak green materials and green buildings and decarbonization. Because we can measure what we have and we can know what we measure, right? But if we have the measurement, then we will know how to decarbonize, and we have materials that are carbon emission. Now here is another envelope. We're talking about zero building, we're talking about zero block, zero materials. What happens next? We have a net zero or zero building, or we have a zero community, net zero community, or we have a smart city and sustainable city and net zero city. What happens next? Where does it go? Should we share that knowledge? Should we exchange that knowledge to the next generations and tell them this is how we built it, this is how we want it to go? Is sustainability an endless story where we can end the story and say it is a sustainable and smart city and that's it? How do we make sure that it is a continuous loop, that it continues giving the same benefits over and over and over? When the building is demolished, we all know about waste, construction waste, demolition waste. When the building is demolished, where does the material go? For constructors, for urban planners, the lifespan of the building is 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. What happens next? Why not the material is being used, reused, and used again before it is burned or demolished or wasted or whatever? Wasting that material is not the end of life of that material. However, how many times we can use it? What's the best use of it? It's not just recycling, but what's the best use of it? There are many, and I think we all can talk for not only 12 days in COP, but we can talk for many days. And I'm honored to have this opportunity to exchange my thoughts. And I think what we're trying to do, we are trying to bring urban planners. I was with a mayor this morning in a meeting, and a question was raised. Who leads? Is it the government, legislation? Is it the urban planners, strategic planners, architects, I would say engineers, or I would say NGOs, or contractors, or subcontractors, or suppliers, or manufacturers, or building material suppliers? Who leads? The innovation, the technology, or is it the legislation? And I think it's a collaborative effort. And what we are trying to do, we are trying to bring all these contributors and stakeholders under one room where they can talk about their challenges and start putting solutions on the table towards having decarbonized cities. And yesterday there was a comment that should we save the planet? I think the planet is saving itself for many million years. It is us that we need to be saved. I think our consumption rate is very fast, faster than the replenishment pace. We need to slow down in consuming. And I think COVID was a lesson and a stop for us to rethink and start thinking why we are consuming so fast. I thank you for your time and listening to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm also honored to welcome Alida Saleh, the Senior Advisor for the Built Environment with the United Nations High-Level Climate Champions team. Alida has made a career out of driving innovative solutions to one of the greatest challenges, financing the transition to a low-carbon economy. She has extensive experience transforming organizations on a global scale and has served on the board of the Canadian Sustainable Infrastructure Advisory Board, as well as the Harvard Sustainable Infrastructure Advisory Board. Alida, thank you for being here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I was not expecting so many of you to be here today, so very nice to see all of you. And today I'm really thrilled to have this opportunity to discuss with you one of the most pivotal roles of the building sector in shaping our future. Last month marked a significant milestone with the release of the technical report for the global stocktake. The report represented an extensive evaluation of our collective efforts in addressing climate change. Beyond reminding us that we are not on track, the report delivers a number of essential messages that resonates deeply within our sectors. First is that buildings are the key to our transition. The report explicitly underscores the urgency of transformation within the building sector and highlights key measures: energy efficiency, electrification, and a shift towards a circular supply chain. It's worth noting that this sector alone contributes to a staggering 21% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Second, embracing climate resilience within our designs is now imperative. Recent climate-related events such as floods, heat waves, and droughts in our regions have a stark reminder that climate risk must be at the core of our planning and design for the built environment. Third, that our collective success hinges on the commitments of businesses, industries, and leaders such as yourselves. The report evaluates that the indispensable role of non-state actors in both implementing change and leading the charge towards transforming our sector. Fourth, which I believe is the most important, is collaboration. The report underscores the pivotal role of collaboration as the foundation for shared vision in our sector's transition, providing the necessary confidence for all stakeholders in the value chain to move together. Reflecting on this call to action, I'm thrilled to introduce to you two pivotal initiatives being showcased on December 6th, 2023, here at COP28. First is the Buildings Breakthrough Initiative, which will see the collaboration of over 27 national governments to unlock near-zero emissions and resilient buildings. This initiative will serve as a catalyst for the international action in areas such as policy, finance, research, and knowledge sharing. Complementing this international effort is the Arab Regional Roadmap, covering 22 countries in the region, led by the UAE Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure. This roadmap provides a menu of policies tailored to suit the diversity that exists within our region. This roadmap is forging a shared vision to guide our sector. These two initiatives considered together signal the emerging direction of investment, policy, and regulation in our region. Industry leaders are already looking ahead and realizing that the time to align with this transition is now. The coalition of industry forerunners in the UAE is collaborating, supported by the Emirates Green Building Council, to share their blueprint for decarbonizing the built environment together. And DAR Group, Majid Al Futam, and ICD Brookfield have all signed up to the World Green Building Council's net zero carbon building commitment. This requires them to take action to minimize energy use in existing buildings and crucially maximize the reduction of embodied carbon in their developments. Congratulations on that. The global stocktake leaves no doubt that neither national governments nor businesses can succeed on their own. We require business leaders to inspire governments with confidence to shape policy environment in which net zero aligned businesses can flourish. The initiatives and responding business leadership signal the emergence of an ambition loop in our region. Key moments that that we have witnessed at COP28 that have demonstrated action and commitment to climate action include the historical Loss and Damage Fund, which was launched as a milestone moment on the first day of COP28. The UAE committed to $100 million. The fund arrangements have to be approved prior to November 2024 by the board. Second is the UAE's Banks Federation that just committed to mobilize 1 trillion dirhams for sustainable finance. The breakthrough to secure $4 billion for mangrove conservation and restoration and 12 billion for coral reefs resilience. And over 150 non-state actors, which includes cities, farmers, businesses, financial institutions, civil societies, and philanthropies, has signed the call to action for transforming food systems for people, nature, and climate. The first of its kind at COP28, the Local Climate Action Summit, was held this year, hosted by the COP28 presidency in collaboration with Bloomberg Philanthropy and supported by the High-Level Champions team, was held in recognition of the crucial role that local leaders play in reducing emissions, addressing climate risk, and supercharging national efforts to move towards climate progress. These announcements demonstrate the commitment of global leaders to climate action and mobilizing climate financing to fund the transition. Our hope is to see more ambition from businesses, to take action, to collaborate, and to look to committing to the Race to Zero campaign to help us halve our emissions by 2030 and reach net zero by 2050. As you engage with each other at COP, I encourage you to reflect on what collaboration can unlock, as you, as industry leaders, need to drive this change. Thank you, DAR Group, once again for your leadership and commitment to decarbonizing the built environment. The current decade is crucial for decarbonizing. The time to act is now. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Alida, for you and your team's support on all of this and the very insightful speech. I'm also thrilled to welcome key stakeholders, including the DAR partners, the DAR Group leadership, and the CEOs of our sister companies, Perkins & Will, TY Lin Group, Penspin, and Korean Brown. And joining us all together today is our keynote speaker, and the chairman and CEO of all of DAR Group. Under his leadership, our global collaborative expanded its reach to over 302 offices in 60 countries and maintained its position among the top 10 international design firms in the world for over a decade. He has led ambitious and strategic acquisitions that grew and strengthens the DAR Group's portfolio in energy, sustainable design, digital solutions and services, water, the environment, and transportation and civil infrastructure. Even more importantly, his leadership also aligned the global collaborative behind a company-wide commitment to advocating for sustainability, for net zero, and delivering ever greater value for our clients and our communities, wherever they may be. Because of his leadership, we are here today to change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Talal Sha'ar.
Thank you, Balsam. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. Our world needs an advocate. From geopolitical conflict to concern over emerging technologies, our global community has no shortage of challenges to overcome. But perhaps the single greatest threat to our collective future, and the one that we are gathered here to address, is climate change. Climate change strikes right at the heart of the only planet we can call home. The loss of our world's greatest forests, more frequent and more destructive wildfires and weather events, and what experts are calling the greatest mass extinction event in 65 million years. We are inching ever closer to the critical threshold of 1.5 degrees Celsius, and we can no longer afford business as usual. The great truth, however, is that we do have the transformative solutions that we need to recover our planet, regenerate ecosystems at scale, and create a more sustainable world for future generations. But that requires us to reach beyond low-hanging fruit and focus on tackling those climate culprits that have the greatest emissions and that are hardest to abate. The built environment culprits. We know that buildings account for about 40% of global emissions, that transportation and other infrastructure account for a further 30-35%. We know that most extracted resources end up in our cities. And we know that as engineers and designers of the built environment, we have a unique opportunity to craft solutions that reduce emissions and create healthier and more sustainable buildings and cities. That is why we are once again here at COP. We are here to reaffirm and strengthen our commitment to the World Green Building Council's Net Zero Carbon Buildings Initiative, which our global network signed in 2021. And we are here as a signatory to the UAE's Climate Responsible Companies Pledge, under which we pledge to support the UAE on its transition to net zero. Through those agreements, we have committed to reaching net zero in our own operations. We committed to supporting our clients on their own decarbonization and energy transition journeys, so we could collectively reach for a world where net zero is possible. And we committed to partnering with leaders across our industry to push forward advocacy and thought leadership that can bring real solutions to climate challenges. For the past 3 years, we have backed our participation at COP with market-leading insights that craft solutions and pathways for our clients and for our industry to enact meaningful long-term change. At COP26 in Glasgow, our group partnered with the World Green Building Council to develop an integrated approach to sustainability in both buildings and infrastructure. Last year, at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, we put forward an action plan for achieving net zero in the MENA region and brought forward research on how users of the built environment see their own opportunities in addressing climate change. And this year, we are bringing forward our most extensive contributions yet for COP28. Long before we designed and set up this net zero booth for our participation here in the Green Zone, DAR entered into a first of its kind regional collaboration with PwC to advocate for sustainable solutions in the regional built environment. Together, DAR and PwC have introduced solutions that bend the carbon curve in the built environment, enhance the livability of cities, and accelerate economic performance for clients, regional investors, governments, and communities. And we have been presenting these solutions directly to clients and stakeholders across the region in the hope of collaborating to drive the sustainability agenda forward. On a separate stream, our companies have come together to research sustainable solutions for sectors that have historically been highly polluting and difficult to decarbonize. We are looking at net zero solutions for aviation, going beyond airports to the aircraft themselves. We are presenting solutions and pathways to decarbonize everything, from critical care hospitals to data centers, the world's new nervous system. Our research builds on solutions that already exist, from sustainable aviation fuels to green hydrogen. And we are focusing on what the transition means to clients right now and how we can together plan for such a future. What we discovered during our research and our sustainability projects is that pursuing net zero is far beyond a matter of simply designing differently or incorporating certain technologies. It is at heart a human endeavor to create healthier, more inclusive, and more resilient spaces that empower people to thrive and grow. To craft enduring change, we have to bring our best visionaries and problem solvers together to take collective action and solve the world's biggest and most critical challenges. If we are to have hope, we need to align and come together behind one mission and one purpose, which is why over the past year, we have undertaken an incredible journey to align our DAR house of brands with that mission, which for us was to advocate for the world as we would for our own home. Ever since the group was formed, our group was formed, we have sought to hear what our clients and our people truly need. We then assembled a team of the world's very best brands and companies to solve those challenges with innovation and whole-scale systems thinking. DAR created a local home for excellence in design, engineering, and consultancy in communities around the world. Perkins and Will brought visionary design to create places that honor humanity. T.Y. Lin Group designed the resilient infrastructure solutions that connect and elevate communities. Penspen leads with energy transition, opening pathways to cleaner energy infrastructure. Curry and Brown came with world-leading project management and advisory services to bring even the most complex projects home successfully. And more recent initiatives like Para and Copper Tree Analytics brought our network world-class capabilities in digital twin solutions and building analytics, using the power of digital to create better outcomes for our clients. Every one of the brands that have joined our global network brings exceptional added value to our communities, from specializing in water infrastructure to delivering the world's most advanced building analytics solutions. And we are incredibly proud of our history as the only collective in our industry to operate as a home for unique brands. As our colleagues in the industry consolidated under one, we celebrated our diversity, maintained our intimate connections with our clients, and honored the spirits of our founders, who all shared inspiring stories and visions for innovation and excellence in their respective spheres. This year, we listened again. We held immersive conversations with our leading clients around the world. We spoke to employees across our global network and sought out rising next-generation STEM talent from universities as far across as the Massachusetts Institute of Technology to the American University of Beirut. We heard firsthand that our clients are seeking advocates for change. They want design consultants who can advance the human experience, who proactively seek unconventional solutions, and who demonstrate leadership in livability. They want superior sustainability advisory and breakthrough tech innovation that unlock new and imaginative solutions. But perhaps most importantly, our clients are seeking partnerships and deep accountability. They need reliable, empowering support from an integrated team they know intimately and connect with. Meanwhile, the star talents we seek to attract and retain, both today and in the future, want to see a firm that drives employee growth, encourages exploration and experimentation, crafts breakthrough solutions with impact, and contributes their expertise to create a better world. These insights inspired us to find a better way of sharing our story with the world, a better way of bringing together the expertise, insights, and endeavors that our brands have always offered separately to elevate one another and inspire global impact. Which is why I am delighted to announce before you all, and for the first time, that DAR Group has officially become Sidara. Our new brand promise to you is that we are the home for human endeavor. Together, the Sidara companies will be the home for declarative advocacy leadership, standing up for people and planet, and advocating for the world as we would for our own home. Our mission is to advance the human experience, serving with humility, integrity, and deep respect, spotlighting the cultures we serve, honoring the people we create for, and elevate how they live. And as the home for human endeavor, we will continue to bravely step up, taking on ambitious projects with bravery and resilience, showing up where others won't, and pushing the limits of what's possible. As an advocate for change, Sidara will focus on driving breakthroughs, innovations, and measurable impact in 3 critical issues in our world today: livability, sustainability, and digital. On sustainability, our companies will help shape a sustainable world where nature is nurtured and humanity's footprint leaves little trace. As we move towards a net zero future, we will continue to support our clients in reducing emissions, bringing the circular economy to life, and improving well-being in hospitals, schools, workplaces. We envision new solutions in policy and transportation to improve equity and restore ecosystems. We design the infrastructure for a new energy world. Just as we did with the Google Bay project. Google Bay is the largest LEED Platinum certified project in the world and is expected to be the largest facility to attain the International Living Future Institute Living Building Challenge Water Petal certification. Plus, it's nature positive. How we choose to build today can have major impacts for our communities for generations to come. Bayview will help conserve water and electricity and protect the environment, helping to regenerate the Bay Area as it continues to be a center for tech and innovation. We are proud that our team was behind the execution of this project, and is an example of Sidara achieving global firsts, helping to safeguard our planet and build a greener, healthier, and more prosperous tomorrow for all. In livability, we believe the built environment should bring people together and improve quality of life for all. Yet in today's world, all too often, those who use our buildings, cities, and transport networks can be an afterthought. Large-scale development can often prioritize the project over people. Sidara will shift this paradigm. Wherever we operate in the world, we shape places that unite communities, empower their economies, and inspire a more equitable, seamless, and delightful world for all. From designing the largest culture and arts experience for African Americans with direct influence from the community, Destination Crenshaw in Los Angeles, to shaping Princess Noura bint Abd al-Rahman University, Saudi Arabia's first university for women. We are elevating the way people live, reimagining the intersection of structure and soul, and restoring the heart of built environments. And finally, digital. Today, we demand more than ever before of the places and spaces we occupy each day. To keep pace, the built environment must stand ready to embrace data and emerging technologies. We must look to build more quickly, make better decisions, and deploy systems to make our buildings, cities, and transportation networks better for all those who use them. Sidara helps clients all over the world deploy state-of-the-art technologies such as digital twins and advanced analytics. Together, we can harness the power of digital to empower a more connected and seamless experience for all. The Magdi Yaoub Global Heart Center is an example of the type of project our company exists for. The mission of the center is to provide exceptional medical care in order to promote the health and well-being of the people of Egypt, the broader Middle East, and Africa, and to improve health outcomes for underprivileged and vulnerable individuals by offering state-of-the-art healthcare facilities free of charge. Our detailed design for this center incorporated innovative systems and applied sustainable engineering measures to augment energy efficiency and effectively meet environmental targets and sustainability goals. Thanks to these measures, the center exceeded early expectations to reach LEED Gold. It's a stunning example of how we can work with clients to create infrastructure that our world needs, while still ensuring that our footprint on the planet remains light. Our time is now. The world's challenges will not wait. But we can take heart and inspiration from what our clients and communities are undertaking around the world. In the Republic of Angola, despite an easier choice to use the country's oil-rich resources, the Angolan government led one of the most ambitious renewable energy ventures in all of sub-Saharan Africa, delivering renewable clean energy for 1 million people. Those ambitious ventures are exactly what our world needs. As we have always done, Sidara and our teams of visionaries, thinkers, and pioneers will continue to strive and advocate for a better world. Our blueprints today are the footprints of tomorrow. And together, we will ensure that we always build a world that is as cared for and welcoming as home. Thank you.
The world is our home, And home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. Sidara creates with devotion, ambition, and optimism, making our planet feel like home. Our work enriches lives. It connects communities. We empower cultures and reimagine how we live in harmony with nature. Our ideas become movements. And our blueprints of today are the footprints of tomorrow. Sidara is the home for human endeavor. Welcome home. Live in harmony with nature. Our ideas become movements. And our blueprints of today are the footprints of tomorrow. Sidara is the home for human endeavor. Welcome home.
Thank you to our chairman, thank you to our speakers, and congratulations to everyone on this transformational moment in our network's history. I'd like everyone to kindly stay for a networking session. Thank you all again, and welcome to Sidara. If we can have a picture with the chairman, please. تفضل.